Round 3 of the PlayStation 4 National Premier League's Queensland got underway on Friday night at Corporate Travel Management Stadium. Brisbane City looking for their first points of the campaign against Brisbane Raw Youth. Both teams started the match frenetically, Nick Buckley shooting over the top for Brisbane City in the opening stages, while down the other end Patrick Theodore was lurking at the back post, but unable to steer his attempt into the back of the net. Only 12 minutes in and City pocket rocket Jai Ju Young put his stamp on the contest. Winning possession in the middle of the field, he then played through Matt Biggins, the Englishman with a composed finish with the header, and it was 1-0 to Brisbane City. Young Raw chanced their hand from free kicks, Benjamin Litfin curling his over the top, before Theodore's strike proved little trouble for City goalkeeper Matt Stein. It took something special to break down a stubborn City defence. Benjamin Leviticos with a brilliant run from midfield. He played it out to Theodore, back into the middle, Nicholas D'Agostino did the rest, and it was 1-1 just before half-time. Controversy before the half-time whistle though, Lachlan Jackson's sliding challenge taking out Buckley in a promising position, the referee waved play on, the score is still level at the break. Young Raw came out firing after the restart, but appeared to leave their shooting boots back in the sheds. Mitchell Hoare and then D'Agostino both failing to find the target with these efforts. Down the other end and Kai Smith went in search of the lead, his header just tipped over the bar. The stage was set for a grandstand finish before Luca Janess had a rush of blood, the young City defender delaying the restart, his second bookable offence, and City were down to 10 men. But ultimately Young Raw just couldn't take advantage. Substitute Jesse Daly shooting over the top, before Stein's save at the near post from Theodore in injury time ensured the points would be shared. 1-1 the full-time score, Matt Biggins with the opener for City, Nick D'Agostino with the equaliser, and he also gets our recognition as the man of the match. Top of the league after the opening 2 rounds, Western Pride faced their first away day, travelling to Perry Park to take on the undefeated Brisbane Strikers. Nearly the perfect start for the hosts. Andy Thompson's cross finding Jonty Richter, the veteran putting the shot over from point-blank range. No second chances needed for Pride though, Harrison Sawyer holding off his defender, a composed finish, and the visitors had a 1-0 lead only minutes into the match. Strikers fans may have thought the ball was filled with helium as shot after shot continued to sail over the top. But all it took was a little bit of finesse on the finish. Trent Clulo finding the sweet spot with this strike, it dipped under the bar, and the Strikers were back on level terms at 1 goal apiece. The bounce was favouring Strikers, but Pride had the rub of the green. Ajdan Fetahajic on hand to turn away Clulo's shot, before Nicholas Harworth also cleared off the line from the follow-up. Clulo was popping up everywhere for Strikers. Through on goal, he was denied by Bon Scott's quick thinking in the Pride goal, before calling upon the Pride shot stopper to make this save. 1-1 at the start of the second half, and Pride had no problem showing Strikers just how to take your chances. Chris Scott crossing to Cameron Clines at the back post, a neat finish, and the Pride were back ahead, 2-1. Neil Brown went in search of a third for Pride, only to be denied by Michael Turnbull in the Strikers' goalmouth. At the other end, Scott was frustrating Strikers no end, holding Greg Hensley's header on the line before a smart low save to deny Scott Coulson. In fact, it looked like the one that got away for Strikers before some incredible late drama. A minute left in regulation and Coulson with space on the left, a steadying touch, a composed finish, and Strikers looking happy they'd at least secured a point at 2-2. But then the final twist in the tail, the ball popping out to debutant Fraser Hills, a first-time strike from 20 yards, the ball nestling in the back of the net, and Strikers with the unlikeliest of victories. 3-2 the full-time score, goals to Clulo, Coulson and Hills for the hosts, Sawyer and Kleinens for the visitors, with Bon Scott's heroics getting him the nod as the man of the match. A first away trip of the season for Sunshine Coast FC, venturing down the Bruce Highway to face Moreton Bay United at Walter Park. Not for the first time this season, Jets got away to a flyer. Ryota Nakauka's ball controlled by Daniel Clark, he cut back to Jordan Farina, the simplest of finishes, and the Jets were up 1-0 inside 5 minutes. Kenya Takahashi went in search of an equaliser for Fire, his shot denied by the advancing Luke Barine. Frenchman Charles Mendy had the Fire defenders chasing shadows, this run creating some space. He lobbed the ball into the middle, Daniel Clark on hand with a superb volleyed finish, and it was 2-0 to Moreton Bay United on the half hour. Only minutes later and Mendy and Clark were at it again for the Jets. Clark taking possession at the top of the box, a neat turn, a good touch, and a delightful finish to make it 3-0 to the Jets. The situation only worsened for Fire before half-time. Kane Frew lunging in on this challenge on Matt Capello, the referee with no hesitation to show a straight red card. Fire down a man and down 3 goals at the break. After the restart and the Jets turned on the afterburners, Mendy again proving a handful for the Fire defence. He teed up Nakawuka, a neat first-time finish, and the Jets had the points in the bag at 4-0. Mendy was having a field day, showing plenty of pace to get past his defender on the left. He controlled, saw his opportunity and poked home for his first goal of the campaign. Jets up 5-0. The Jets' attacking raids were unrelenting, Farina finding himself in space on this counter-attack. He spotted Mendy on the burst, a delicate finish, Mendy with a brace, and Jets up 6-0. The hosts weren't done yet though, as Farina stepped up to take a free kick on the edge of the area. A smart strike, Jets up 7-0, and Fire wondering where it all went wrong. In search of a consolation, Tim Hollingworth took it upon himself to get Fire on the scoresheet. This blazing run cutting a sway through the Jets' defence, but Boreen on hand to make the save. The margin nearly blew out further when Matthew Sanchez turned in this free kick. The linesman's flag was raised to spare Fire's blushes, but in the end 7 goals more than enough for Moreton Bay United. Doubles to Mendy, Farina and Clark, Nakawuka also chiming in, and Clark getting the nod as the man of the match. Warm conditions on the Gold Coast for the early Sunday kickoff as Northern Fury travelled to Malawa Complex to face Palm Beach SC. An early sight on goal for the Sharks, Fury breathing a sigh of relief as it sailed over the bar. The visitors not so fortunate on the quarter hour. Josh Reese playing his pass off Jared Kyle, a pinpoint finish into the top corner, and the Sharks had a 1-0 lead. Fury goalkeeper Joe Simons had to remain alert, tipping away this free kick as Kyle loomed large at the back post. More nervous moments for the visitors as the half progressed. Kyle's run drew Simons off his line, the ball falling for Reese, but Fury on hand to clear the ball off the line. Another chance for Kyle late in the half, his shot saved at the near post by Simons, the hosts going into the break 1-0 ahead. An unfortunate turn of events for Fury after the break. McKay's cross hitting the arm of the defender, the referee awarding the penalty, and the Sharks skipper making no mistake from 12 yards out. Sharks should have gone 3 to the good. Florian Maddox cross finding McKay unmarked at the far post, but the skipper sending the header wide. McKay then turned provider, this delightful floated ball finding Josh Reese on the burst. He rounded the goalkeeper, but the scrambling Fury defence saved the day. Fury were determined to make Sharks pay for their misses, this free kick cannoning off the crossbar. Before Fury made the most of a Sharks mistake, Caleb Hobson pouncing on this underhit back pass, he finished into an empty net and Fury were in with a sniff at 2-1. Eisenhutt thought he had the equaliser for Fury, shooting at the end of this run, his shot bounced back off the upright. Spurred back into action, Nick Merkovich tried his best to seal the result late. His shot was safe, but in the end, the hosts did enough. 2-1 winners. Goals to Reese and McKay for Sharks, and Hobson chipping in for Fury. The final match of the round was our live stream from Goodwin Park as Olympic FC welcomed Redlands United. An early free kick from Graham Fife gave Redlands a chance, Elliot Ronto just unable to get his foot around the ball. An early chance for former Red Devils player Michael Lee. Getting in behind the line, his shot was saved by Brendan White. Another chance for Olympic shortly after through skipper Danny Byrne. His shot beat White. Halliday attempted a clearance at the far post. It only went as far as Michael Lee, who tapped home. Olympic up 1-0 inside the quarter hour. Another chance for the hosts as Meredith was played through. His attempted chip finished just wide of the post. Meredith went even closer later in the half, teed up by Tim Smits, his shot deflecting just over the crossbar. More nervous moments for the visitors as Mark Fisk's shot was blocked on the line by Adam Chandler. A second chance for Tim Smits, but he sent his shot over the crossbar. White had to be at his best to deny this free kick from Meredith, the visitors counting their blessings as they went into the half-time break only 1 goal down. There was more sting in the Red Devils' attack after the restart. Igor Say Jose showing plenty of skill to manoeuvre this ball in for a shot, however the finish just over the bar. Say Jose again with the touch as he released Mitchell Bird. The first touch took him past Matt Acton, a finish into an empty net, and the Red Devils were back on even terms at 1 goal apiece. Olympic wanted their lead back, but Redlands weren't about to undo their hard work. James Donnelly sliding in to put paid to this counter-attack. Say Jose looked to put Redlands into the lead for the first time, his curling effort just going wide. Down the other end and Byrne chanced his arm for Olympic, his skidding shot into the side netting. The hosts were coming home with a head of steam, Meredith almost finding the winner in the latter stages, while White was again up to task to deny this late shot from Danny Byrne. In the end, Redlands hanging on for a 1-1 draw, goals to Michael Lee and Mitchell Bird, White getting our nod as the man of the match. After 3 rounds, Moreton Bay United with a 2-point lead atop the table. Brisbane strikers Western Pride and Palm Beach SC round out the 4. Brisbane Roar are undefeated in the middle of the table with a game in hand, while no movement for Far North Queensland and SWQ, Cyclone Nathan putting paid to their match this weekend. Jets well represented in the Golden Boot race after 3 rounds. 3 goals apiece to Daniel Clark and Jordan Farina. They're joined by Redlands player coach Graham Fife, with Western Pride's Harrison Sawyer also on 3 goals and just missing out on alphabetical order. Live stream football continues in round 4 when FNQ Heat travel to Brisbane to face Brisbane City at Corporate Travel Management Stadium. It's on Saturday night at 6 p.m. Catch all the action at the official website www.nplqld.com.au and be sure to follow us on Facebook and on Twitter. This has been a production by Football Queensland for the PlayStation 4 National Premier Leagues.